You hear the word refinery, and you probably think of oil, right? Well, today we're exploring a completely new kind of refinery. This one processes something way more common, trash. We're going to see how one company is turning ordinary waste into an incredibly valuable data stream.
But forget any ideas of a sterile lab or a clean room full of servers. To really get this story, you have to start right here, in the mud, surrounded by piles of broken wood and demolition debris. We're at what's called a resource recovery center, which, let's be honest, is a very polite way of saying we are standing in a dump.
And this just begs the question, right? How on earth do you build a fintech company in a place like this? Because if you look past the mud, the technology that's running this whole operation looks less like a waste company and more like something you'd see on Wall Street, a high-frequency trading platform built for speed, data, and pulling out value. So how is that even possible?
Oh, okay, here's the secret. This company, 905 Wood, isn't just hauling around construction junk. They had this huge realization. A constant stream of waste wood is also a high-fidelity data stream. And if you can figure out how to refine that data, you can create some absolutely incredible value.
So first things first, let's break down how you turn a physical liability, a pile of broken 2x4s, into a really valuable digital asset.
The founder, a guy named Mike Atkinson, saw this fundamental problem that he called data anarchy. The whole construction waste industry basically runs on this chaotic mess of handwritten paper tickets and handshake deals. There's no verifiable trail, no chain of custody you can trust. So he decided to tackle this, not as a logistics problem, but as a software engineering problem.
And look, this innovation wasn't just some cool idea he had. It was an absolute necessity. A whole series of crises were looming, creating this ticking clock for the entire industry.
You can just feel the pressure mounting. By 2026, municipalities are set to leave millions of tons of waste orphaned. Right now, the US-Mexico-Canada Trade Agreement, the USMCA, is threatening the main export route for waste with potential tariffs. Then, by 2029, wood waste gets banned from landfills entirely. And the big finale? By 2034, the region's landfills will just be full. The old way of doing business is literally about to hit a brick wall. And let's be really clear about the scale of that USMCA risk. We're talking about almost 3.5 million tons of export capacity every single year that could be crippled by tariffs. I mean, that's an enormous economic threat that demands a new solution, and fast.
So how did they build that solution? Let's go inside the digital refinery and take a look at the technology that makes this all possible. To build this thing, the team had to go from just prototyping to a full-scale production system. Think of it like cooking. Google AI Studio is like your test kitchen. It's fast, it's experimental, perfect for asking what if. But you can't feed thousands of people from a test kitchen. No way! For that, you need an industrial kitchen. And that's Google Cloud Vertex AI. It's secure, it's scalable, and it is built for high-volume, real-world logistics.
So what does this industrial kitchen actually do? Well, it puts every load of wood through a really simple three-step journey. First, an AI on a mobile device scans the material right there at the job site. Second, that data gets sent up to the cloud for verification. And third, the system generates a tamper-proof digital diversion certificate.
Now that first step, the scan at the job site, is only possible because of a process called quantization. All this really means is simplifying the AI's math, making the model small enough and fast enough to run on a simple device, even if you're out in the middle of a muddy field with no internet. It's what allows the intelligence to move right to the edge.
And the output of this whole process? Audit-ready compliance. Those digital diversion certificates create an absolutely unbreakable chain of custody. They get rid of the paper and replace it with a real-time digital trail, automatically generating compliance reports with verified GPS data. It proves without a doubt exactly what was diverted, from where, and to where.
So this level of data and compliance isn't just for making regulators happy, it fundamentally changes the entire economics of waste. The invoice itself gets transformed from just a bill into a valuable asset.
The old way was what's called bundled billing. Basically, a black box. You just got one price and had no idea what you were actually paying for. So there was zero incentive to sort your waste. The new way is decoupled billing. It's totally transparent. By itemizing all the costs, it creates a powerful financial reason to sort your waste and avoid the landfill.
Take a look at this sample invoice. You've got the standard costs for logistics and processing, but look at that last line, the CIRCIL levy. This is a local surcharge specifically for any material going to the landfill. It's pure financial pain, and it's designed to discourage waste.
But here's the magic. By using the 905 wood system, that digital diversion certificate proves the wood was diverted. And just like that, the $60 levy is completely avoided. The data directly saves the customer money.
And believe it or not, it gets even better. This isn't just about avoiding a cost. It's about generating brand new revenue. For every single ton of wood diverted and turned into biocarbon, the system generates carbon dioxide removal certificates, or CODRCs. These are then sold on a marketplace to other companies, creating a carbon dividend for the customer that's worth around $350.
So let's just put it all together. For every ton of wood, the customer goes from facing a $60 cost to earning a $350 revenue. They have literally turned a liability into a profit center.
So let's zoom out. What does this all really mean? This isn't just some clever business model. It's the beginning of a whole new economic paradigm for materials.
This model really represents the birth of waste as a service. Waste is no longer a physical problem that you have to pay to get rid of. Now it's a resource that you manage through a data-driven service to unlock financial and environmental dividends.
And this brings us to a powerful new idea for the 21st century. One person's trash is another person's database. The most valuable refineries of the future, they might not process crude oil, but data. And the most valuable resource might just be the one we've been throwing away all along. Which makes you wonder, what other waste streams are just out there, waiting for their own digital refinery?